Jack Harlow.
Glad we figured that out. What up?
Man, me too, man. It's all good. How you doing, bro?
Can't complain, man. I'm cooling out. I feel good.
I heard that. Jack Harlow, I am Sewell. We are in Fayetteville, Arkansas, my man.
What up, Arkansas? Can't
Wait
wait to pull up.
Straight up and down. Once all this craziness is over, we need you down there for real.
Hell yeah. I can't wait.
Already. Jack, we got a lot to get into, man. We're going to talk about your new project. We're going to talk about you working under DJ Drama, working with Cole Bennett, moving to Atlanta. But we want to start off in Louisville, Kentucky. And I want to talk about the hip-hop scene growing up there and some of your influences.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Well, Louisville's always had a strong culture of its own. If I could describe it, I'd say a lot of the music and people that have come out of Louisville have been very smooth. It's just a smooth city. It's laid back. So we kind of have our own vibe going. But, up until the last 10 years, we have Static Major, rest in peace. Then we have Bryson Tiller, who came out when I was in high school, and now me. And now more than ever, there's more artists popping up across the state. So we have a movement going right now, and it's never been like this. It's really a special time. So Kentucky's in a good place. But how I grew up in a neighborhood called the Highlands. And, it was fairly eclectic, very pedestrian. A lot of kids from different backgrounds would be in the area, and it was kind of home to the counterculture, if you know what I mean. Like, a lot of people would come together and meet each other that in another area of town probably wouldn't have had the chance to become friends. So I think that gave me the perspective I needed to work on music, man.
Already. It's so dope. So can you speak on one thing that I thought that was so cool you talked about in the previous interview was, man, going out there and really hustling your music and getting known in your city. So can you talk about how you got first known in Louisville?
Yeah, man. I remember when I was in 6th grade, me and my homeboy recorded into my mom's laptop, and I burned a disc with 7 songs, and we didn't use beats. One of us would beatbox and the other would rap, and then we'd switch. And I burnt CDs, and I took them to school, and we sold them for $2 a piece. And I think a year later, I got a mic, like a $100 USB mic. My dad got me for Christmas, and I started recording on that. And eventually it just grew and grew, but I was just on Facebook, SoundCloud. I grew up on the internet. I had internet access, so I was just that kid in the city that was trying to make a move, and it just grew and grew. Eventually I was in studios, and things started to change and pick up, and by the time I graduated high school, I'd really accomplished a lot just on a local level. So then I started to have a hunger for something bigger.
So let's go ahead to that leap. So you're doing your thing in Louisville, you get noticed in your city and your state. So how do you decide on taking that leap to Atlanta? And what was it about Atlanta that drove you?
I mean, I think the main thing, if I'd been a kid from Vegas or Sacramento, it might have been LA. But instead, Atlanta's a 6-hour drive. And I was giving it test runs. I didn't just leap into it. Like, I remember my spring break of my senior year, me and a few friends went down there just to do open mics, just to network. Like, I wanted to, anyone that would take time from me, I wanted to rock with them. So we were making it happen. And then I remember I did A3C while I was still a senior in high school. I was doing everything I could just to get on, broski. And so I took a couple years just to vibe out, and I decided, why don't we just move down here? I started to make some good contacts, and it made sense.
That's cool. So when you first get to Atlanta, what happens? I know it had been a rough period, just trying to figure things out. And how long was it until you finally met DJ Drama? Like, how long was that rough period?
We look back, and it is so much, it's rougher in retrospect than it really was at the time. To us, it was, this is what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, you look back on times that are worse than now, but at the time you weren't depressed. That's just your reality.
Yeah.
But there's stuff I don't ever want to do again. I mean, we moved into an average sort of apartment. It was okay. And then I remember me and my best friend, we got a job at Georgia State in the kitchen, and we started driving up to Georgia State early every day. We get there at 6 a.m. and then I would record at night, so I would sleep in the afternoon. So that lasted a couple months, and then a mutual friend of mine took me to Mean Streets and introduced me to Drama. And he made it clear he wanted to assign me, but I was ready to go. I didn't want to work at Georgia State. That's all I needed to hear, really. So I quit. And, things started to pick up. I dropped a record called Dark Knight that went viral. And that's what really pushed the button on them to say, okay, let's sign him for real.
I like that. Man, in another recent interview I seen you talk about just having the confidence in yourself, especially when it's people that you were talking about being loved in your city and being hated, and then just having the confidence to keep on doing it and even having that confidence in yourself in Atlanta. So can you speak on just on believing in yourself and just going for it like you did?
Yeah. I remember my senior quote was, confidence is a decision. Because you really just have to commit to things. You know what I mean? The same way an actor chooses to play a character, sometimes you just have to say, I'm just going to do it. So I've had plenty of moments of self-doubt too. You know what I mean? I've wondered if I've had what it takes. I've had nights where I'm like, damn, am I really cut out for this? So it's just a habit to build, and then it slowly becomes second nature, and that's just how you move.
How did you fight through the self-doubt?
You don't. Like, I guess to me, you endure it, and then something positive happens. You prove something to yourself, and then you're up. But honestly, bro, like in the next week, I'll probably have a moment of self-doubt. Like, that's the human experience. You know what I mean?
Straight up. And talking about the human experience, you was also mentioning in the interview talking about having goals and accomplishing those goals and not really being happy. And Jack, that's something I can relate to, man. And it seems like you just keep setting so many goals, and even when you get it, you just set a higher goal. So how are you dealing with that now?
Well, I'm writing about that exact concept, but that's something I've always, even when I was succeeding on a lower scale, I always was like, why doesn't this feel great for longer than 10 minutes? You know what I mean? Why does this last so long? And it made me slowly connect. Like, after a few more levels up, I'm like, damn, even when I get to a crazy status, it's probably not going to last. So I think more than likely, I'm going to keep chasing this, but I might have a moment of realization when I'm in the next 5 to 10 years of like, this isn't what's going to make me happy. Now, that makes me happy in spurts, but, I've never been in love. You know what I mean? There's other things in life that really can feed your soul. And I just feel like one thing I've been taught by a lot of people older than me is like, having desires never ends once. So you never really end up happy. You know what I mean? Because there's always more. There's always somebody right above you. So
yeah, straight up. Now I want to get to your album, your EP, Sweet Actions, in just a second. But let's go ahead and get to it. Let's go ahead and get to the EP. Let's go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah.
So how was the process putting that together?
Honestly, it's a shorter one, and I really wanted to put it out before my tour to have some more performance records and just, keep my fans engaged. So it wasn't much of a concept to it. It was just like 7 songs that I put together in the last 3-4 months that like were ear candy. Like, they were sweet. I call it Sweet Action because it's soothing on the ears. They're candy coated melodies, and the beats were addictive. So that's really where I got the inspiration from. But we didn't go on tour, so I'm just glad it's out there now. It's something for people to listen to. It's just another book in the story.
Straight up. And I was going to tell you my favorite songs on there are Too Stylish, I Want to See Some Ass, and Smell Like Incense. They're my jams right there.
Man, you got good taste, man.
Bro, I like it a lot, and you do have that vibe. It's that groove that you always talk about, and I really like that a lot, man.
Thanks for saying that, man. Thanks for being so thorough. I appreciate that.
Straight up, man. So what do you have up next? I know we're in this weird time, but how did you adapt to it, and how are you coming out of this?
I'd like to come out more fit, and I'd like to come out with some crazy music. I've been recording, like, I got some records, man. I'm really excited. So, I think I'm going to come out stronger than I was, but we're on God's time. We'll see what happens.
I feel that, man. Jack Harlow, I appreciate you, brother. I got one more question. I ask every artist this last question before I let them go. But Jack Harlow, I always feel when you first get into something, you have an idea of what it's going to be. And then once you do it, shit totally different. You know what I'm saying? So I always like to ask, what's something that you thought when you first started rapping that you don't think anymore?
It's a good one. Oh man, I guess I don't think I met so many artists now that I don't think anybody is really as cool as they seem. Not that everyone's terrible or something, but everybody's just a person. And sometimes I think when you're a fan, rappers just seem like these godlike characters, and I've kind of lost a little bit of that. I'm a fan, but I've lost a little bit of
The allure of the industry is not really there.
Yeah, I mean, it's still special to meet goats, but I'm like, I feel like I'm moving past artists that I used to want to work with. I used to message, or I got curved by even, and it's like, I realized, damn, they weren't on nothing. Like, you know,
Straight up. Jack Harlow, I appreciate you spending your time with us. Once again, I'm D. Sewell. This is Kiss 105.3 in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Everybody, make sure to go check out Jack Harlow's EP, Sweet Action. They got some cuts on that thing, Jack
my
Harlow. I'm rocking
dog.
with you, dog.
Thank you so much, bro. I can't wait to come to Fayetteville for real.
Straight up, man. Keep doing your thing, brother. We appreciate you, man.
All up, bro. Peace.